And so to me, that's one of my different points of view, is that if you're simply holding on to any worldview and the worldview is communicating certain things that may or not be true or may not be painting the whole picture, is this for the purpose of benefiting society, or is it for the purpose of perpetuating a narrative?
How about this? It's for the benefit of educating people, of bringing these to light. And sometimes having the truth forced upon you is an uncomfortable experience. Those facts. Oh, well, why is there a rise in divorce in the 70s? I'll tell you why. Hormonal birth control. Why was there a no-fault divorce that became widespread from 1968, 69, 68 to where we're at now? Hormonal birth control. Why do we have a Roe v. Wade? Hormonal birth control. Why do we have why do women get the right to have a credit card in 1974? Because the insurance companies were just like, oh, we really better get on team woman. No, it's because we went off the gold standard in 1971. And we need those little ladies who are now getting divorced to be able to have fiat currency, fiat credit. There it is, black and white. What do you got to say about that? Here's the facts. Here's how I interpret those facts. How do you interpret those facts? That's not me forcing my ideology on you. It's me forcing the truth upon you. These are the facts. This actually did fucking happen. What do you have to say? That's what you have to say. Nothing.
Wouldn't you say that the divorce rate's going down because people aren't getting married as much?
So think about it like this. Let's talk about.
Hello, Pearl. If you're going to make that point, like emphasize that point. Say, yeah, the divorce rate is going down because the marriage rate has gone down. End of story. Stop. Full stop.
Divorce rate is by percentage. So let's do some numbers, because you seem like a very analytical girl, logical girl. Let's talk about some numbers.
Thank you.
So if the system of marriage is broken, right, and 1,000 people get married.
Oh, I see. The rate would still be. I see.
Okay.
I see.
So let's do it for the people, right? Remember, the red pill argument is the system is broken. So that means anyone who engages in this institution, whether or not you do it, it's broken. It's not going to work. It's going to lead to a 50% divorce rate. So if 1,000 people get married, therefore it should be 50% divorce rate. But then
wrong. I really need the sound drop for Donald Trump. Wrong. I need that one. Somebody give me that one. Wrong. Have you taken fucking statistics, man? No. You want me here? Let's go find this out. I can absolutely go find this shit. There's dozens of articles about this right now. The marriage rate in I think it was far back as 2020, but like I'm sure it's still the same right now, is at the lowest it has ever been since they started recording it back in the 1800s. 5.1 per 1,000. That's why, asshat. It's not, well, there should be half of these guys. No, it's not 50%. No, that's the success rate. But the reason why the divorce rate is coming down is the prerequisite for divorce. I know this is hard to wrap your head around, but the prerequisite for divorce is to be fucking married in the first place. That's why. If you're not getting married, then you're not getting divorced. End of story. It's really, this is fucking rocket science. This is not rocket. I'm not trying to land a rocket on a pad in the middle of the ocean here. Numbers, man. Numbers. Figure it out. It's not hard.
If 900 people get divorced, and 10 years later, instead of the 1,000 10 years ago, now 900 people get married, and that divorce rate is 40, not 50 where it was before. The question that must be asked is, these 100 people, why did that number change? If the system was broken, and therefore whether it's 1,000, 900, 800, 1,200, 1,100, it should be the same thing. But if the number went down, but then the divorce rate decreased by percentage, why did it go down? Who was not getting married? And how were they contributing to the increase of divorce rates in the past? And that's why I said the number.
Well, there's plenty of data for you to figure that shit out. And you know what? You'll come to the same conclusions that Coach Craig Adams did when he spanked your ass on Adam Sosnick's show. Well, why? If they say if it's broken, then why did this happen? Well, all I got is the numbers, man. Well, here's a better question. Here's a fantastic question, Hafeez. Why is it that marriage rates are at the lowest they've ever been since they started recording them in 1848? 5.1 per 1,000. Those are numbers that are data. You can go get that from the Census Bureau. You can go get that from the GSS. You can go get that from the IFS, which is International Family Studies thing. Easily. You can get a return on that on Google in less than 0.0007 seconds. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. You want me to do it? I'll go get it right for you right now. What is the marriage rate? Siri? I can go find that out for you. Okay? Now, have I ever, I'll answer that question here in just a second. Oh, thank you very much, Soralita. I love you very much, my fine Latin firecracker. I have to roll my R's every time I say your name. Where did that go? Here we go. Okay, so now we can come to this. Porgy. You've said it. I'm the unconscionable contract. I'm the unconscionable? Me? I'm not the unconscionable. That you'd want everyone to have what you have. I'm making it work for me, if that's what you meant. You've maintained that you don't agree with marriage as it is today. What's the issue? Okay, well, funny you should say that. Thank you very much for that comment. So let's go back again, children, shall we? When I talk about this, I made this analysis with as recently as Friday with Jason Hartman. People always say, well, Rollo, and I get this all the time. So here we go again for the 28th time, 100th time. I'm not against marriage. End of story. I'm not against marriage. I think that it is, and you heard me say this, I'll say it again. It is the foundation of Western society. Monogamy, one man, one woman, nuclear family, have some babies, have a golden retriever in the front yard, live a good life. It's much better. It's a much better system based on patriarchy. It is a much better system than anything else that we've had. If you look at polygamous, polyamorous, whatever societies, they tend to be more war-torn than any other societies. Okay. We can look at the Economist, by the way. You want more numbers? Economist did a really good breakdown of this not too long ago. I think it was 2018. They did a broad study of cultures that were polygynous, like one man and many women. Polygyny, one dude, patriarchal, Father Abraham, one man and lots of women. They did studies where that was the norm versus where socially enforced monogamy, which, by the way, is not a Petersonism. It's something he knew from sociology. It's the idea that a society that reinforces the idea of monogamy, of marriage. Those societies tend to be more profitable, tend to be more stable, tend to be more, industrious than other frameworks. I'm not saying one's right and one's wrong. I'm just saying those are those are the numbers that they came to the conclusions with. Got it? Okay. So, as I've said in the past, I am not against monogamy. You've heard me go through, I'm not going to say it again. You've heard me give you the big head babies spiel. I've told it's, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it is in book 4. It's in religion, big head babies, right? There is a male protector dynamic, and human beings, men and women, are better together than we are apart. That's just the way we evolved. We have a high investment cost. Both sexes have a high investment cost in raising and protecting and nurturing their offspring. We are very much, when we finally get together and a baby is born, we are very much K-selected. Meaning that we invest a lot into our offspring, into our progeny. Well, I thought we were promiscuous. Yes, we are. We're also promiscuous. You can have both, right? We're monogamous when we need to be, because we have to be, because we have very vulnerable, very fragile children. Got it? Got it. Okay. So therefore, monogamy, or one man, one woman, or one man and, invested in 2 or 3 women, maybe, in the past, and, Father Abraham again, right? So polygamy can still work. Polygamy can work if the guy's a high value man, which of course leads us into the Andrew Tate / Myron Gaines men should cheat, Kevin Samuels men should cheat conversation. But that being said, monogamy has served the human race for a very long time. In fact, I would say that we are the result of monogamy, at least in a limited sense. Maybe not a lifelong sense, but maybe sometimes in a lifelong sense. I hope in a lifelong sense. So you're the product of that role. Yeah. Yes, I am. So is my daughter. So is my wife. So is my dogs. So are my mother-in-law, who I care about because she's part of my tribe. Kin altruism. Got it. I think marriage is a great idea. It is. Well, here's how I see marriage. Marriage is the formalization of the compromise between women's mating strategy and men's mating strategy. It is a compromise that both men and women have to make in order to invest in that offspring, because if they don't, that offspring dies or it is put at a disadvantage. So is marriage a good idea? Yes. So the way we do it right now is an unconscionable contract. That's what I have said over and over. I have put it into writing in my fourth book, The Rational Male Religion. Go get it. It's on Audible. It's on Kindle. It's on print on Amazon. Go get the book. Had you read my Dr. Seuss fucking book, you would fucking know that. You would already, this wouldn't even be a conversation starter. You would know. So, I mean, how many times do I have to say the same thing in a different way, or the same way for that matter? I told Ruslan, I told Adam, I told everybody, I've told every single person who's asked me this question. I've said the same exact thing. How can you talk bad about marriage? I can talk bad about it. How the way we do it now, it is an unconscionable contract. Would you like me to tell you about coverture laws and how men are new? This is the new coverture law for men. Men have more rights, privileges, maneuverability, power, power over the course of their lives, a direction over their lives outside of marriage than they do inside of marriage. And that is unfortunate. There is no incentivization for that. And by the way, that's part of what I'm working on when I'm getting into the divorce lecture, I guess, class lecture that I'm going to do probably with Myron next month. So that is why. So when Hafeez erroneously says, oh, these guys are all like this, they're all the same. Fuck you. You don't take the time to do the work. Please do me the solid and go do that.